Hey, so I thought I'd read you a scary story I wrote. I tried to do it on the computer, but I couldn't figure out how to get the sound working right on the regular computer. So here we go. Hope you liked it. It's called I Contacted a Demon. Okay, I contacted a demon to tell me about my past life. I was just very curious and bored. I probably shouldn't have. On that night, I lit some candles, turned off some lights, and chanted a demon's end while staring at a sigil. 10 minutes passed, then 15. Just as I was getting ready to pack up my things, I felt a slight breeze go past me, except no windows were open. Surely I didn't feel alone anymore. Hello, I said softly. Maybe I'll sit down. Yeah, I'll sit down. Hello, I said softly. I'd like you to tell me about my past life. I'll do whatever you want. In return, I added. I hesitated. Deal. I distinctly heard a voice reply. I grinned. Oh, thank you, I exclaimed. I will show you your past life during your dreams, the demon stated. Then I felt that slight breeze go past me again. After that, there was silence. I blew out the candles and left the room, watched some documentary about Janis Joplin on TV, ate some dinner, got ready for bed, slipped into my pajamas and laid in my bed. Gradually, after 20 minutes, I drifted off to sleep. However, the next morning I woke up disappointed since I hadn't had any past life dreams. I hadn't dreamed at all. Actually, the next night the same thing happened. The next night after that, the same thing. I began to get angry and impatient. The demon, he'd promised he'd help me, he promised. I went about my days, worked, slept, hung out with some friends. I even caught up with one of my closest friends, Cynthia. We hadn't talked for a while. She'd been busy working and with her college classes. Not much was new with her. Other than she had started dating a new guy, Jacob, I think his name was. One night we went to a bar, drank a bit, and played some pool. After a few hours, Cynthia wanted to stay longer, but I wanted to go home, since I was getting tired, so I just left. Call me when you get home, I told her. She promised. That night, as soon as my head hit the pillow, I fell asleep. In my dream, I walked through a mirror and ended up in the Old West in a small town. My body moved automatically as I walked. I said hi to some people as I passed by. Mary, Beth, and Susan. I met up with a tall, black-haired man at the end of the street. We kissed. He was George, my husband of 10 years. Where's Alice? He suddenly asked. I began to worry. She told me she'd meet us here by 2 o'clock, I remembered. He crossed his arms. Alice was our 7-year-old daughter. You weren't watching her? He questioned. It's 2:10. I'm sure she'll turn up soon, I reassured him gently. He started calling out loud for several times without any luck. After it was 2:30, we rushed to the sheriff and reported our child missing. I was now very distraught and sobbing. Seconds later, I woke up. It was the next morning. I showered and dressed for work, then left. During lunchtime, I got a call from an unknown number. I answered it. It was Cynthia's mother. She was crying. She informed me that Cynthia was dead, had died in a car accident. Then she told me when the funeral was probably going to be. I didn't want to believe it, that this had happened. I left work early that day. I'd become a bit of an emotional mess. On the way home, it finally occurred to me. So the demon had finally shown me my past life. But I couldn't fully enjoy it now, not with this awful news. Also, knowing that 2 nights before, while in an angry mood, I had written in my diary about the demon, sort of insulting it, but I was impatient and disappointed at the time. Hopefully the demon hadn't seen it. I, of course, attended the funeral that Saturday. I recognized some of Cynthia's friends, some of her relatives, her parents, a few of her teachers, neighbors, and even some classmates were there. It was a beautiful service. Someone even brought Cynthia's favorite flower, geraniums. The speeches were really good, too, and heartfelt. After it was over, my car wouldn't start, so I called for a cab. The driver, Gary, was nice and polite, but not very talkative. We had been in the car for about 15 minutes before he randomly said something strange. You thought I wasn't powerful enough? Excuse me, I replied. Your diary entry. You wrote that I probably wasn't powerful enough. He explained. My pulse sped up. I glanced out my window. Maybe I could jump out. You really angered me, Cassidy, he stated sternly. The car door wouldn't budge, was locked. Now one of your friends is dead because of you, he continued. Now I have her forever. And that's when I remembered I had told him that I would give him whatever he wanted. And that's my story, so I hope you liked it. Have an awesome day. Bye.